Now at 10, family, friends, and law enforcement search for a missing 18-year-old, last seen about mid-morning. Good evening. You're watching Kansas First News at 10. I'm Ben Bauman.
And I'm Kelly Stegeman. Thank you for joining us tonight. The Shawnee County Sheriff's Office has called off the search for a missing Shawnee County woman.
18-year-old Brenna Morgart was last seen this morning leaving her home to go for a walk in the 4600 block of Northwest Timberway Court. That was at about 10 o'clock this morning. Now this evening, friends and family searched the area and handed out flyers at the Petro Deli near 46th and 75 Highway. Sheriff's deputies also searched with a canine and a helicopter. Two intersections were actually blocked off, Northwest 70th and Jennings Road, as well as 62nd and Huxman Road. The Shawnee County Sheriff's Office called off the search just before 8, saying more information was to be released later tonight. We do now have some additional information that has just been released. We also have a crew at the Shawnee County Sheriff's Department as well, trying to get more information on this case. And
let me read this to you. We just got this release in the newsroom, and I'm reading this for the first time. And the Sheriff's Office says that at approximately 6:12 p.m., deputies located a pair of eyeglasses belonging to Brenna in the 6800 block of Northwest Jennings Road. Deputies blocked off the area, identified this location as the scene of a car-pedestrian collision. They say while processing the scene, deputies received information the driver of the vehicle involved was at a residence in the 4600 block of Northwest 70. Investigators responded and made contact with that driver. His name's Dustin Leftwich, a white male, 20 years old, of Topeka. They learned that Dustin's vehicle struck Brenna earlier today, and they say her body was moved from the scene of the collision and left abandoned in a field near the 6600 block of Northwest Huxman Road.
The Leftwich was taken into custody. He is at the Law Enforcement Center for questioning, and they do plan to book him into Shawnee County Jail later this evening. And of course, much more investigating to be done, but charges are currently being reviewed, and those will be determined before he is actually transported to jail. So those are the very latest bits of information we have on this case.
And I apologize, as we said, we just got this paper and we're reading it as you were heard it also. So we do have a photographer on the scene where we are expected to get a comment tonight from the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office. Well, it's a busy night for Topeka police as well, as they are investigating a shooting in southeast Topeka. When officers arrived at 2974 Highland Court just after 7, they found a man with a gunshot wound to the leg. Witnesses tell police the man had been in a verbal altercation with the couple. The couple left in a blue four-door sedan but fired shots as they did so, striking the man. Police are looking for the car and the couple, a white male and female in their 20s. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers 234-0007.
A Lawrence man is charged with robbing a Topeka bank yesterday. 23-year-old Paul Stewart Wade allegedly robbed the U.S. Bank, 1064 Southwest Wanamaker. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Wade entered the bank wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses, carrying a cloth bag. He handed the teller a note that said, quote, "This is a robbery. Give me all the money in both your drawers or I'll use my gun," end quote. He then put the money into the bag and left. A Kansas Highway Patrol trooper later arrested Wade near Hayes. He was arrested for 2 car wash burglaries in Lawrence just a day earlier. If convicted of the bank robbery, Wade faces a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000.
Police arrested a Topeka man today for allegedly stealing copper wiring from a Westar substation. Just after noon today, Topeka police received a call from a local salvage yard on the report of 2 suspicious people attempting to sell copper wire. 36-year-old Jimmy Franklin Jr. was arrested and booked into the Shawnee County Jail for possession of stolen property. A 49-year-old female was also interviewed as a person of interest. Police say a portion of the stolen copper wire taken from the Westar substation Wednesday was recovered. Police are still asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 234-0007.
Taking a look at our weather now, a few showers early today and a few more popped up west of us later today, and in between some pretty warm, humid conditions.
And it looks like the heat is what we can expect for at least through the weekend. With more on that, Ashley joins us now.
Thank you, Kelly. And yes, it is going to be very hot tomorrow. But first, before we talk about that, we'll take a look at Sky Vision 3D. Now, we do have a couple of storms to the west of our area that do have tornado warnings on them. Again, still out of our area. All of the tornado watches also out of our area. We'll continue to monitor those storms and let you know if they do get closer, what you can expect. Temperatures today starting off in the upper 60s, then warming up into the upper 80s, even into the lower 90s for a few locations. Right now, sitting at 83 degrees in Topeka, 81 in Manhattan, and 72 in Concordia. As we continue throughout tonight, we'll see our temperatures dropping down into the lower 70s with a breezy south wind at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Again, a slight chance for storms, mainly for our western and northwestern counties as we continue through the evening. But all of that will clear out, and I'll have a look at your holiday forecast and what you can expect coming up.
Ashley, thank you. A Kansas House member says he's been subpoenaed by a prosecutor investigating private meetings Governor Sam Brownback had with legislators at Cedar Crest. Representative Scott Schwab, an Olathe Republican, told the Associated Press today he received a subpoena yesterday ordering him to appear June 7th at the Shawnee County Courthouse. Shawnee County District Attorney Chad Taylor is investigating 7 meetings the governor had for members of 13 legislative committees. Schwab is angry about the subpoena. He says he told Taylor's office repeatedly that he did not attend the 2 gatherings to which he was invited. Brownback has said he's confident the Kansas Opens Meetings Act wasn't violated.
Governor Brownback signed into law a bill this week aimed at keeping Kansas courts or government agencies from basing decisions on Islamic or other foreign legal codes. Brownback's office notified the Senate of his action today. He actually signed the measure on Monday. The new law will take effect in July. Muslim groups had urged him to veto the measure, arguing it promotes discrimination. Supporters say it simply restates American values.
A man made a choice to not wear a helmet, and his life was changed forever. Kansas First News reporter Janine Geyer introduces us to Chris Sonnenberg and talks about some important information officers are sharing about this month, Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month.
Even now, when people come in, they go, "Oh gosh, Chris is back. Let's talk to him." And I still like talking to him, but that's all I don't do any selling anymore.
Chris Sonnenberg pretty much ran J&L Auto until a motorcycle accident in 2009 changed his life. Although he was forced to retire after his injury, back here at the place where Chris used to work, he now comes every day just because he likes to be here. Chris wanted to show his new Harley to his parents.
I had it for a week, and I thought, my mom and dad lives over by the lake, and I thought, well, I'd go to them and show it to them.
Driving through town, Chris was struck by another driver.
I thought if I would watch what I did and how I drove, that I did not need to wear a helmet. But that was my problem, because everybody on a motorcycle should wear a helmet, because they can't tell what other people that are driving towards you or away from you are doing.
Sergeant Jeff Whistler has spent 29 years as an officer. He's seen a lot of motorcycle accidents.
People that literally could have got up, brushed themselves off, and walked away, and in some cases got right back on the motorcycle and rode on. But they, because they were not wearing a helmet, they suffered a serious head injury. And in some cases, it's impacted not only their life, but their families' lives.
Jeff Whistler of the Topeka Police Department's motorcycle unit says statistics show that 67% of riders who don't wear helmets end up with traumatic brain injuries. Reporting from the Topeka Police Department, Janine Geyer, Kansas First News.
Anyone on a motorcycle in Kansas under the age of 18 must wear a helmet. For everyone else, it's a matter of choice.
A popular attraction at the Topeka Zoo will reopen to the public tomorrow morning. The tropical rainforest was closed in January to undergo several improvements. You can see the difference at 11 a.m. tomorrow when it reopens. Improvements include a new roof on the front lobby, new triangular lenses that make up the dome, and simulated rain showers. The Topeka Zoo's rainforest is currently home to nearly 100 different species of plants, birds, reptiles, and mammals.
Memorial Day weekend means barbecues.
Still ahead on Kansas First News at 10, we'll help you with some good grilling guidelines for your holiday cookouts.
After a hot and humid day, even warmer temperatures for tomorrow. I'll have all the details and a look at your holiday forecast coming up. cloudy skies today, along with warm and humid conditions. Now, we do have a couple of storms to the west of our area, but the good news is, as we continue into the weekend, really no storm chances until late Sunday. We'll go ahead and first start off with a couple of weather photos sent in. This first picture sent in by Gary, taken in Osage County, showing some of the butterfly milkweed wildflowers there, and then another photo showing a snapping turtle on the Shunga Trail earlier today. One final photo is a peacock taken at the Manhattan Zoo. If you have any weather photos, send those to us at wxphotos@kansasfirstnews.com. Well, conditions outside for most of northeast Kansas, we do have dry conditions along with partly cloudy skies. Right now, still pretty warm in Topeka, sitting at 83 degrees after making it to a high of 91 this afternoon. Now, as we do take a look at Sky Vision 3D, again, dry conditions across our area. But as we look to the west of our area, we do have some tornado warnings in effect. Now, those storms moving to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour. Again, right now, not in our area, but we will continue to monitor those and let you know what's going on. Temperatures today starting off in the middle to upper 60s for most of the area. A few cooler spots such as Hiawatha starting off at 59. Also, a few cooler spots this afternoon, 78 in Hiawatha, 79 in Concordia. The rest of the area climbing into the upper 80s to the lower 90s. 83 right now in Topeka, 79 in Emporia, and we'll continue to see those temperatures fall as we continue through the rest of the evening. Now, winds not too bad, generally out of the east to southeast. We have a 13-mile-per-hour wind in Hiawatha. We'll see those winds shifting from the south overnight, pretty breezy, and those breezes really increasing as we head into the weekend and Memorial Day. Dew points still high, making for muggy conditions outside. That's also going to continue to be the trend as those winds pick up from the south. Now, satellite and radar shows some clouds that have been pushing in. A couple of spotty showers today, but again, most of those storms staying to the north and to the west of our area. As we shift into tomorrow, the winds and temperatures are really going to be the story. In fact, as we go ahead and head into tomorrow, you'll notice those temperatures really climbing throughout the day. By Saturday afternoon, already into the upper 90s to near 100 degrees in a few locations. For the rest of northeast Kansas, we'll see those temperatures into the lower to middle 90s. So very hot for Saturday, still pretty warm for Sunday, but not quite as bad. 72 as your low for tonight, warming up to 95 in Topeka. South winds at 15 to 30 miles per hour. Heading to Junction City, 99 there as your high tomorrow. Middle 90s for Emporia, so you'll notice middle 90s for most of the location, but the western counties are going to be really, really hot. Then we see a chance for isolated storms arriving late Sunday into Monday. Looks like they'll clear out as we continue through the day on Memorial Day.
All right,
Find
Ashley,
some relief Saturday for sure.
Yes.
Thanks, Ashley. Stay with us. We'll be back right after the break.
You're watching Kansas First News at 10.
You can follow your nose to the Kansas Expo Center. The aroma of barbecue is originating from there through tomorrow.
It's the 4th annual Red, White, Blue, and Barbecue event. They've set up in the parking lot near Landon Arena. About 30 barbecue teams are competing for more than $4,000 in prize money and to try to rack up points that could get them into other competitions. The local Arab Shrine Temple is sponsor of the event.
And each year it gets a little bigger. We think a little bit better. We learn as we go. These folks here go to barbecue events all over the world. We've got people coming in from Covington, Kentucky this weekend, so we're pretty proud of the fact that people are still coming to see us, and they're helping us to learn as we go.
There's no admission charge for the public. In addition to the barbecue, there's also a classic car show and a carnival at the Expo Center site. And in keeping with the theme, the holiday weekend is a good time to brush up on your knowledge of safe meat cooking guidelines.
Barbara Hall has more in today's Health Minute.
Whether you're grilling outdoors or cooking in the oven, the U.S. Department of Agriculture says to remember 3 temperatures: 145, 160, and 165. When cooking whole cuts of meat such as pork, steak, roasts, or chops, the guidance says the meat can be cooked to 145 degrees. This is relatively new for pork, which used to have a safe cooking temperature of 160. Allow a 3-minute rest time before carving and serving all of those whole cuts of meat so they can cook a little longer. When cooking ground meats such as beef, pork, veal, or lamb, the recommendations are 160 degrees. Most contaminants are found on the outside of meat, so when the item is ground, the contaminants can get dispersed throughout the patty. Higher temperatures are needed to ensure that even the bacteria in the center are killed. And all poultry should be cooked slightly hotter to a temperature of 165, and that includes ground chicken and turkey. So to ensure that your food is safely cooked, place a meat thermometer in the thickest part of the meat. And remember, just because something looks or feels done doesn't mean it's safe to eat. For today's Health Minute, I'm Barbara Hall.
You can find more grilling tips from the American Red Cross on our website at kansasfirstnews.com in the local news section.
Up next in sports, state champs are crowned this weekend in high school athletics.
Find out which teams move a step closer to reaching that goal. Alex Weevil brings us an update after the break.
Hello everyone, it's one of the busiest days of the year as high school state championships are underway in Kansas. Let's not waste any time. State track and field in Wichita. It's organized chaos at Wichita State's Cessna Stadium. More than 3,000 athletes punch a spot to get to this point. Lucas Koch of Centralia wins the 3,200 distance run in Class 1A. Baileyville's Haley Strathman takes the 1A girls high jump. Harrington's Brianna Blackwell is a triple jump champ in 2A. Logan Mahan from Manhattan captures the long jump title for Class 6A, while Derek Davis of Junction City wins the triple jump in 6A. They'll finish everything out tomorrow in Wichita. Now Hayden Soccer is heading to the Class 4A 4 through 1A state championship. Hayden wins 4-0 over Tonganoxie. Lady Wildcats will face Wichita Trinity at 2 p.m. Class 6A baseball, Manhattan advances with a 9-1 victory over Wichita campus. Indians will meet Blue Valley North as the Mustangs knock off top seed Mays. Class 6A softball tournament is delayed until Saturday. Heavy rain forced a postponement. Washburn Rural meets Olathe Northwest at 10:45 tomorrow morning. Let's head to Wichita again. It's the Seaman Vikings with a sour taste in their mouth after losing last year's Class 5A title game. Seaman's Taylor Chakowski with an RBI single to put the Vikings up 4-0. Lancey Wood scratched another run across to make it 4-1, but Seaman is victorious. 4-1 victory over Lansing. The Vikings will meet Bishop Carroll tomorrow at 10 a.m. Now the Seaman Lady Vikings are in Wichita as well. Seaman meets Hayes in the Class 5A quarterfinals. Top of the first, Jenna Hosey with the RBI triple for the Vikes. That scores Kelly Dillon to make it 1-0 Seaman. Next batter, Michaela Grieve. She'll find a hole between short and third, and that'll score Hosey. No problem there. 2-0 Vikes. Seaman gets another hit, this time Michaela Smith to go up 3-0. Seaman shuts out Hayes 5-0. Let's see who the Lady Vikes will end up meeting. Well, it will not be Shawnee Heights as Lady T-Birds get blanked 11-0 by Bishop Carroll. Semifinals are at 10 a.m. in Wichita. All right, Class 4A in Salina, Concordia holds off Nickerson in baseball 3-2. The Panthers will meet Ottawa as Jeff West loses 7-4. Now in the 4A softball bracket, Wamego heads home after an undefeated regular season. Basil Linwood and DeSoto square off in the semifinals. Class 3A baseball in Manhattan at K-State's Toynton Family Stadium. Silver Lake taking on Frontenac for the spot in the state semifinals. Solid start on the mound for each squad. Early on, Tyler Brown. Raiders ground into a Indian inning double play. One of several on the day for the Raiders. But they got a solid start from their guy, Blake Vale. He gets Aaron Steele going down swinging. Then the Eagles, well, they have a tough time getting their offense together. The Raiders get theirs together, though. Bryce Burdette with the blooper in the right. That scores one. Later, it's Blake Bardo with the ground ball on the left side. Another run scores for Frontenac as the Raiders will ride a great night from pitcher Blake Vale, dispatching the defending 3A state champions. Eagles fall 5-2 at 3A. Now the Lady Eagles trying to avoid the same fate, taking on Burlington. Both sides brought their big bats in this game. Early on, Perry Krogman going deep to snag that one. It's a 1-0 lead, but check out the defense on the next at-bat. Jackie Morris extending on the diving catch for Burlington. Solid play there, but Kendra Masters having some issues on the mound. The wild pitch and then the throw to third, well, it gets away as airmail happens right there. Jamie Fandenstiel scores on the play. Burlington hanging tough. Haley Gilman with a deep blast, one of 4 combined home runs on the afternoon between these squads, but not enough as Silver Lake advances by a score of 6-2. Silver Lake's moving on, so they're guaranteed a Mid-East League championship between one of these two teams. Silver Lake and Rock Creek will be representing Mid-East League. Silver Lake will tangle with Rock Creek as Lady Mustangs dominate Goodland 11-2. Now in the nightcap in Manhattan on the boys' side, Rock Creek taking on Sacred Heart from Salina in the last quarterfinal matchup. Solid effort on the mound by both squads. Brandon Lutkin can't quite close it out. Blake Jones drives one over the head of Justin McCartney, and that one will score a couple runners. Then Travis Waysinger adds one more with the sac fly to center field for Sacred Heart. The Mustangs give up 3 in the bottom of the 6th and 5 more in the bottom of the 7th, falling to Sacred Heart by a final score of 8-1. So the Mustangs are done in 3A. Class 2-1A in Emporia, the Linden Tigers face off against Sedan. Bottom of the 1st, Trey Smith loops a hit over the first baseman's head in the right field. That'll score 1 for the Blue Devils. It's a double for Smith. And then Linden has more errors than hits today. Sedan shuts out Linden 8-0. Blue Devils advance to face the winner of our next contest, and that's between Valley Falls and Syracuse. Top of the 2nd inning, Dragons deliver with 2 outs. Here's Brock Watson hitting a single to left field. The game is tied at 1. Now, Brock was one of our Hy-Vee Scholar athletes this year. Saw him at the banquet on Monday. Valley Falls takes it from there. Dragons get Syracuse to ground into the 5-4-3 double play. That fires up the Dragons. Kyle Glissman with an RBI single to right field in the next inning as the Valley Falls Dragons, they're moving on. 9-4 is the final over Syracuse in Emporia. Now the 2-1A softball bracket, it's Oskaloosa moving on to face Udall. Oski took care of Spearville 4-0 to shut out in Emporia. All right, so that wraps it up for all the high school stuff. Well, good luck for next week, or for tomorrow actually, in all the state championships. Now the Big 12 baseball championship continues for the Wildcats and Jayhawks today. First up, K-State meets top seed Baylor. It's the Bears who win 11-2, so K-State is eliminated. Wildcats finish the season at 27-31. And how about this upset? The Jayhawks stay alive by knocking off Texas A&M 5-3. Kansas receives a complete game from Thomas Taylor. KU and Missouri hook up for the final time tomorrow. KU has to beat Mizzou twice to advance to the title game. And in the big leagues, the Royals begin a series in Baltimore. Kansas City's Bruce Chen gives up 6 runs in 4+ innings. Never a good sign for Bruce Stockus. It's the Orioles who win in a rout. Baltimore victorious tonight. 8-2 is the final score at Camden Yards. So tough day for the Royals. Maybe they'll bounce back tomorrow.
Wow. Weebs, I think maybe you
want
could,
some water?
you could use
Sure,
some of
I'll
that.
jot
That was a
this real quick.
lot
Break
of
some
sports.
of that down. You've got a lot going on.
Yeah, ready to keep going.
Thanks, Alex.
When we return, Ashley will have one final check of the weather forecast.
You're watching Kansas First News at 10.
And finally tonight, if you need to keep the kids occupied this summer, you might want to take a trip to Wichita.
The traveling Star Wars exhibit opens tomorrow at Exploration Place. You can check out more than 80 pieces, including Darth Vader's costume and lightsabers. And you can even put yourself in the driver's seat of the Millennium Falcon spaceship. The 10,000 square foot exhibit is filled with hands-on interactive displays. Tickets start $13 for kids, about $20 for adults. I know what I'm doing.
There you
on my
go.
Memorial Day weekend.
And the good thing, if you have a trip planned tomorrow, it's air conditioned.
Yes,
Hopefully.
we need that because it's going to be extremely hot. But before we talk about tomorrow, if we take a quick look at SkyVision 3D, dry across northeast Kansas, a couple of storms showing up to the west part of our area where we do have a current tornado warning. We'll continue to monitor that and let you know. Again, that is not in our area. A slight chance we could see an isolated storm for our western counties tomorrow, but overall you can expect mostly sunny skies. Highs warming into the middle 90s, then for those western counties, making it into the upper 90s, even some spots approaching 100 degrees. Still hot on Sunday, but not quite as bad. Then we do see a chance for isolated storms arriving overnight Sunday into early Monday. Looks like the rain will clear out throughout the day on Monday.
But a few more chances for rain as well. So
Yes.
All right, Ashley, thanks.
And thank you for watching Kansas First News at 10.
Have a great night, everyone.